Well, that was a game.
Was it?
No, it really wasn't. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Xavier, your host. This is my co-host, Cody.
What's up, everybody?
You might notice we sound a little different. We were at the home opener. Uh,
Being loud and proud.
yeah, very loud, not so proud.
I was at first.
I
I was
kind
at
of,
first.
I kind of thought or felt like I should wear a brown bag, paper bag over my head for this episode.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet. But folks, it wasn't a good game. It wasn't a good loss. Um, Embarrassed and disappointed is what I would have to boil it down to. So let's get into it. Let's go ahead and I guess play some roll that footage.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Let's get this over with. All right. So yeah,
Here's
first
our
play.
best play of the
Yeah,
game.
probably the best play of the game, and I think it got called back to for a hold. So Brahmas lose this game in an embarrassing fashion. It was the home opener. I think most of the positives that came out of this game were all off the field versus on the field.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I enjoyed being there. Let's
Yeah.
just say that. Okay. I
Okay,
had
yeah.
fun being there. I think the crowd was stellar.
Mhm.
I there was a lot of positives at first, but as the game kept going on, the positives got less and less and less. It was not really fun to watch.
Yeah.
There were some really ridiculous calls. There were a few. I mean, the plays weren't there. It didn't look like anybody showed up.
Yeah, look at that pick. So,
Yeah.
I mean, every facet, QB, wide receivers,
It's
play
actually my
calling.
first time seeing this,
Uh,
not
yeah,
from the field.
And so, yeah, by the way, I didn't go back and rewatch the game. Normally I would have, but honestly, I just didn't. I didn't want to deal with football.
Yeah, I was
After
done with
that.
it after that
And,
for just the day.
and I don't blame anybody else because it was a pretty bad loss, especially for the home opener. Come on, guys.
But one thing I just want to say, because I do see a lot of comments and everything out there, people saying it's a trash team and it's words and all this negativity, and I get that. Don't get me wrong, I get the negativity, but as the fans, we've got to still be there for them. I mean, we don't have to, but that's just how I feel. I feel like win, lose, cloudy days, sunny days, all that stuff. It's like at the end of the day, we should still be fans of the team and still hope for them to get better. They may be in a bad spot right now, but we just keep rooting and just hoping for the best.
Yeah.
That's all.
And this episode's probably going to come off as negative or a lot of negatives. I'm not trying to be. I'm just kind of like letting you
Calling
know.
it.
Yeah, calling it like it is. I mean,
Mhm.
again, so from every face or facet of the team, quarterback play wasn't good.
Nope.
Play calling wasn't good. Defense wasn't good. O line wasn't good. Hell, special teams wasn't good. Well, I
Nope.
mean, they got us our only points. I don't get it, but
I mean, what's up with the rest of the team?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
so
but
here in
but
San
yeah,
Antonio, we have this event called Fiesta. If anybody out there is not from San Antonio watching this, and it's a few weekends of fun activities and parties. Well,
it's like Mardi Gras, but a little more tame.
yeah, it's San Antonio's version of Mardi Gras, pretty much. And a lot of the players were out on Saturday night before the
Yeah,
game.
yeah. So I do follow almost every player that has Instagram at least. And I was disappointed Saturday night because as I'm laying in bed, excited for the game that the next day, I'm checking Instagram, and most of these guys are out in town, partying for Fiesta.
Yeah.
Cool, you want to partake, you want to, I don't know, be social in the city, try to generate a buzz. Do it after the game, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the carnival's happening in the parking lot of the Dome. If we would have won, I think that would have been an awesome excuse to go out and then party in Fiesta. But
Yeah, when
but
you have a week off to regroup and everything like that. So
yeah, but I mean, I saw them all, amongst the crowd in Market Square, which is I don't know, not the best place to be before the game. But so I was a little, I guess, worried going into the game. I said it. I was like, man, I don't know how well they're gonna play.
you
These guys,
did.
these guys were out partying last night. I don't know what time bed call was at. But and I guess I don't. And see, I don't want to just put blame either. I'm not going to say, oh, they did shitty because they were out partying. I mean, not everyone was.
But it doesn't help either.
Yeah, it didn't help. I don't know. I mean, could it also be the fact that Wade Phillips was there for this game, even though he recently stepped down? Like, I didn't understand. I mean, I semi understand that because this was our home opener at week 5. So we've been waiting all season to get here.
I know.
And leading up to this game, the team made Fiesta medals because that's what we do here during Fiesta.
I didn't bring mine.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought I brought mine, but every year they make a commemorative, I guess, medal that identifies that year. And our Fiesta medal this year was of Coach Wade Phillips, and he's left the team.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a somber feeling as well in the locker room. It was just it was a little weird. I mean, when I saw him, that's the first thing I said. I was like, why is he here?
Yeah.
Like, not that I'm mad at him, but you already stepped away. Like, why come back? I don't know if that causes drama or mental distraction, but I mean, so
I have absolutely no idea. To be
yeah.
perfectly fair, I mean, there's 1.5 million different reasons why.
Yeah, and we're grasping at straws here, trying to. I mean, but
Just try to figure out anything.
I mean,
That's
but
how close the field goal was.
yeah.
Did you see how close that was?
Can you bring it back a bit? I want to see that again.
Look at
Oh my God, he barely.
okay, so I got video of this. I got video of our only footage from where we were sitting. We're like right on the 7-yard line, right there on the field and everything. So I got a pretty decent shot of it. And from our angle, it looked like it went clean through, like no problem. I didn't realize
Yeah,
it
it
was
was that
like
close.
so
Yeah.
close.
Um,
Sitting on the edge like that is a little interesting.
and I props to Houston for winning. They did what
Oh,
they
yeah,
had
no,
to do.
good job to Houston.
Yeah,
It wasn't just
congrats.
us being terrible.
Yeah,
I'll
I
go
mean,
ahead and say that. Good
Yeah,
job,
yeah.
Houston.
Houston did good. Their defense showed out. I knew that their quarterback was going to have a game. I called it last week, and sure as shit, he did.
Mm-hmm.
Even as well as Houston did, I'm not going to say that the loss was because they did so well. Again, props to them for winning, but most of that was just us not showing up.
Yeah.
All right, and so just to kind of look at how bad the performance was, here are the stats for the Brahmas. I'm not even really going to look at Houston, and we didn't say this yet. I guess what also made the home opener a little bit more embarrassing is that the hometown kid, our quarterback, Kellen Mond, who's from San Antonio, got benched.
Yeah.
I want to say it was in the second quarter.
Yeah, I just remember at one point we were like, "Wait, Mon's not in anymore."
Yeah, because
when
I
you're at
mean,
the game, you don't know any of this stuff, and it's like, "Wait,
I
is that
know
him?"
most of the players' jersey numbers, and Mond is 12. And there was some point where I saw an 18. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not 12. Who's? And
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was Hogan, the other backup, or Guantano, but it was Guantano. But stat wise, can we go up a little bit more? There you go. Kellen Mond was 4 for 9 with 35 yards passing and 1 interception.
Jeez.
That's at the time when so I could see why he got benched.
100%.
It just sucks that you're from home.
But then you look at it, a guy
Yeah,
who
and
came in for him.
Now, in his defense, though, this is the first time Jarrett Guantano's got any playing time,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
there
I'm
was a
not
bit of a
blaming him.
spark, a little bit, but it just
It didn't
very
go anywhere.
little, and it didn't go anywhere. Yeah,
There was a spark, and then it blew away in the wind.
yeah. I mean, he was 6 of 15 with 29 yards and also an INT. So quarterback play wasn't great, and then we look at the run game, and it was okay. I think that was probably the best part of the team, but even at that, it still wasn't good. I mean,
76 yards total, 77
yeah,
yards total.
77 yards total between 4 rushers is not good.
No.
Let's go down, and this is what there were a lot of drop passes, and I'm not saying everybody here dropped a pass, but Harris had 1 reception out of 4 targets.
And one of the ones that went into his hands, and then he bobbled it right into
Yeah.
the defender's hands.
Yeah, he
So,
caught it kind of sloppy, bobbled it, and easy pick.
Easy pickings.
John Trey had 4 catches out of 6 targets. I probably shouldn't call him out, but he was one of the players that I saw partying late last night, or late the night before the game. Yeah, Corbin had a drop or a missed catch.
Alize Mack had a few targets.
Yeah, I finally see Mac get targeted, and he dropped his, but they were also bad passes. Like,
Yeah. It's really tough. I mean, bad passes, bad catches. It wasn't good. I mean, to say in the least, the whole performance was a 1 out of 10. I would give it a 0, but we did get 3 points.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I gave it a 1 out of 10.
Oh well, home game.
Yeah. Home game.
On again, offense, defense, no one really showed up, and I'm looking for an excuse or an answer, and I'm just having trouble finding one.
Same. I'm just trying to figure out what happened.
Yeah.
And I can't find an answer there.
I got nothing.
I
All
have
right, so
nothing
that's it,
either.
folks. We're out.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for anybody who watched the game, I don't even know how many people are watching highlights or recaps of this specific game. I get
Mm,
it.
mhm.
It was so disappointing. So, I mean, for me personally, it's just we just wash our hands clean of this game, just forget it, mind
Yeah,
like goldfish,
yeah.
and just move on to the next
Hopefully,
game. Because, I mean, that's all we can do. Whether we're in the playoffs, whether we're out of the playoffs, whether we win, whether we lose,
look at that.
the only thing we can do is root for our team. Because if we stop rooting for our team and people stop going, then the fan base isn't there, and then there's no desire for it anymore. So it's like, as fans of football, we have to be there for our team. It's
No,
either
I
that
agree.
or stop watching UFL, and there's no way that's going to happen for me.
No, same. I'm gonna keep supporting and watching. But I think what made this more disappointing and even more embarrassing was we started on the road 4 straight games.
Hmm.
We didn't get our home game till week 5. We come into the home game with 1 win. And San Antonio, thank you, because you guys still showed up.
Yep,
San Antonio still,
14,000, what,
yep,
500,
yep,
something like
no,
that.
14,400 plus, which was the second biggest attendance this season. St. Louis is always going to be number one.
Always going to be number one.
But I'm glad that we were number 2.
Hmm.
So thanks to everyone for showing up and showing out while you did. But
Yep.
that's what makes this more embarrassing is that we've had a rough start. We've only won 1 game, home opener in the middle of the season, and we still the team, the city still showed up, and that's the performance you guys gave us. That's a
Mm.
slap in the face for me. So yeah, I'm probably sound a little mad because I am. I expect more.
Yep.
Um, I wanted more, and I just overall, I think I was just more embarrassed. So,
Yeah.
but
I
we're
mean,
gonna move on. I
it
said my
stinks.
piece.
Yep. Hey, hey, the Brahma game is over. We can
Yeah,
just move
it's
on
on to
on
Birmingham.
to Birmingham, baby.
And so I guess funny thing, let's just move on then.
Yep.
Funny thing about Birmingham, let's pull it up. Here we go. So Memphis, before going into this game, was the worst team, and they took the Stallions, the defending champs, all the way to the brink. I mean, this was
The
the
fir-
first overtime game in UFL history.
it was a good game. I
It
was
was.
watching this one,
I saw
and
I saw the highlights, and I was pretty impressed with it.
yeah, I was watching this one. It was fun. And the overtime.
Yeah.
Okay, can you do we? I don't know if we have to explain this to anybody or anything. I was so confused watching this. This is my first time experiencing it. I hadn't researched it, so when I was watching, I was like, "Wait, what's happening right now?" So,
All right, so if you're unfamiliar or unaware of the rules, in the UFL, overtime is a shootout. Each team has 3 attempts to score a 2-point conversion. So each team starts at the 5-yard line, and they one for one take turns trying to score a touchdown or a conversion.
who's that wins?
So yeah, best of 3 wins. And it's funny because Memphis's quarterback, this was his first game, his first time starting, and his name is Dresser Win. So win for the
Dresser.
win. Dresser's first win. It's just I don't know, too many puns there. And it was the first time that Birmingham has lost at home in I want to say 3 years. So history was made twice in this game. So congrats to Memphis.
Um, One thing that I found a little embarrassing as well is that how all of the games this week were competitive, good, entertaining games, except for ours.
Honestly, yeah, if I'm trying to convince someone why they should watch the UFL, I'm going to say, dude, watch week 5. Watch Friday's game, Saturday's game, and skip the Brahmas.
Skip the Brahmas game.
Just skip the Brahmas
Yeah,
game.
just pretend like it was a good game, and then
Yeah.
we'll just move on.
Watch every game other than San Antonio, and you will be impressed with the product that the UFL put out.
Agreed.
So week 5 was an awesome week. Unfortunately, though, it didn't reflect in the ratings. Just real quick, I guess I'll get into that. This was the lowest weekend for ratings, but
Hmm.
they were going up against the NFL draft, man.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to know where Shador was going to go, and
Even Shador wanted
yeah,
to know where
even
Shador was going to go.
yeah, it's true. I was mainly watching because I'm a Longhorn fan. That's why I love the Brahmas. I'm horns all the way. So I wanted to see how many of my Longhorns were getting drafted into where. So even myself, I paid more attention to the draft than I did the games this weekend.
I kind of did too. I mean, well, yeah, I kind of did too. Honestly, I was thinking about halfway through the draft that Shador was going to be in the UFL next year or
Yeah,
even this
I
year.
mean
I
there
was like,
was
shit, could we pick him up here in San Antonio? We could use somebody. We
there
need a quarterback.
there were pages that I follow that were poking fun at him, and I didn't want to do that, but they're already saying like
Nah.
which team's gonna get Shadur, like is he going to the UFL? I'm like, man, don't do that yet. Like at least wait till after the draft. Like
hmm I was just thinking, like, because with all the
yeah.
hype and everything, and with him dropping so much, I was like, is he going to get picked up by a team? Like, this would really stink if he doesn't. He's
hmm
a good player. Me personally, I think he's a little overhyped. I don't think he would have been a first round draft pick. I think second round would have been good for him. I don't think fourth round is good for him.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right. But at the same time, I mean, I don't make these decisions, so
Yeah.
I can't control what's said or what happens, and I don't know what happens behind closed doors too. I don't know what he said or if anything was said or like that. So
hmm And I also watch because I want to see who went undrafted. Because most of these guys, even if they get NFL, camp invites, they either make practice squad or they get cut, and then they go to UFL, CFL, or overseas. But
hmm
players that I'm curious to see if they end up in the UFL, number one on my list is the Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond.
okay,
In my opinion, he could have been a first round or late second round pick. I didn't see him falling past the second round, but unfortunately, he had a sexual assault charge on him, and he did turn himself in. So now he's got this, sexual assault case pending. So NFL teams are going to stay away from him. But
yeah,
I guess pending the result of this case, if available, I think he would go to the UFL.
possibly.
I'm also curious to see Brew McCoy. This guy was a five-star athlete in high school. I guess he's got a bad attitude because 4 years in college, I think he was at four different teams. He just
Oof.
couldn't stick to a team, but he went undrafted. I don't think anyone signed him, but I do think that he would be good in the UFL.
Mm.
So maybe we'll see him there. But draft is over, so let's see if the ratings bounce back next week.
It should. It needs some more advertising, I think.
Well, I mean, if we don't have advertising, we do have controversy. Let's bring up the slap heard round the UFL.
Ooh, yes.
So after, and I didn't see this game either, but after the Michigan Battlehawks,
Oh,
did you hear
man,
that?
you heard it.
Yeah,
I didn't know he
about
had the
that.
sound on
So
it.
this is Samson Nakua, Puka Nakua's brother, that plays for the Michigan Panthers, getting in an altercation with a fan. From what I read, witnesses said the fan spit on him first, and that's what happened.
And then number 19
Now, this
point
is
I
a
laughed.
video that's being seen all over social media.
So yeah, and it's funny because the UFL gave the most basic vanilla response. Their official response was the UFL is aware of the incident and we are in its pending investigation. Like that's it.
Well, I mean, it just happened, and so it's like,
Yeah, but normally, I don't know. I would think they'd want to say a little more, or even and I may have
we
just
don't
missed it.
condone this.
Yeah, and or like Samson Nakua is suspended pending further, whatever. But again, I don't really know what happened. But in any case, kind of a bad look for the league when you got a guy slapping a fan. But I'm pretty sure he was being a piece of shit
Oh,
fan.
more than likely.
And
Yeah.
and we talk shit.
Oh,
I
yes.
mean,
We talked shit to that guy, Nakua, last year.
yeah, we did.
But it wasn't anything. I don't think it would have been anything that we could have gotten slapped over. But
No.
like while he was on plays and stuff, we would be screaming that his brother is better than him. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's just kind of true because he's in the NFL. But I
Yeah.
mean, it was just silly. I mean, that's what you do as a fan.
Yeah, you heckle.
You heckle.
You heckle, yeah. I mean, you
They can
talk.
barely hear us anyways.
Yeah.
You just assume most of these times when you're heckling someone they can't hear you. Well, Nakua heard this guy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. I'll try to follow up with this.
It'll be a fun one to just see what happens.
When I first saw it, I thought he would get kicked out of the league. I mean, because he assaulted someone.
Yeah, no,
Um,
100%.
So we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see. We'll see. Home game indeed.
All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the league leaders after week 5. So up at the top, Jordan Ta'amu's staying number 1. That guy's such a good passer.
Yeah, he's 216 yards more than anybody else. It's a full game for most other
Yeah.
other passers right there.
He's actually got like NFL stats, like he's a good passer. But Luis Perez, Bryce Perkins is coming up. Let's see, Matt Corral, I don't think too highly of, and Kellen Mond is probably going to keep dropping.
depending on if he even starts the next game.
Yeah, in the post-game conference, Coach Party, they asked him if moving forward, if Mond would be the starter, and he couldn't confirm.
Yeah, he just said we'll worry about that next week.
Yeah, personally, I kind of do want to see Guarantano or the other guy, Hogan, at the helm. I mean, can't get any worse,
No,
honestly.
I mean,
So let's just see. Let's give somebody else a chance. We're midway through the season, so
yeah, I can't really. There's not much to lose. I mean,
yeah, we still, oddly enough, have a very slim chance of making the playoffs. But I don't know if it's worth it or if I want to at this point.
only if I would say in this situation, only if we can go straight winning the rest of the season, no more losses, and they're good games. Like we're showing up, we're performing. It's not like mistakes are happening and we're correct or we're taking advantage of those mistakes. I want to see a team play all aspects of a game. I want to see.
I want to see a
great
hard
offense.
fought game, not the performance we had. But
Yeah, I don't ever want to see a performance like that again.
yeah, that one was tough.
It was the first sporting event I've left early from.
Honestly, yeah, I've left early before, but like Brahma wise, like I always stayed to the end. This was the first game that I said, you know what, fuck it, let's just leave. After that last interception, I was out. I couldn't stop.
And it'd be in the traffic too. I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing. It's like I hate leaving early because you never know what's going to happen. But there was not even the smallest inkling in my brain that a miracle could happen in any way in that game, unfortunately. So it was like, let's just beat traffic. Let's get out of here. Let's just go home. Let's chill. I just want to relax the rest of the day. I had fun. The event, going to it was fun.
Yeah, no,
but the results were not fun.
Yeah.
That's all.
Our next home game is a Friday night game, by the way, at 7 p.m. against DC.
Can't wait.
So can't wait. I'll probably be tailgating for that. So if you see us there. Oh, and speaking of which, not which, but we were the first people on the Jumbotron.
Oh, yeah.
I think when the game started, we were being rowdy. There was some dude wearing a very bright yellow like wig next to us.
Oh, I wonder if I could find the KSAT news article thing. But
oh,
yeah, they
sorry.
took pictures of us
But,
and everything.
yeah, if you were at the game and you saw us being rowdy, that was us. You saw dudes being rowdy, the first ones, that was us.
Yeah, it was like in the first quarter, first few minutes. Yeah, they were going through and they were showing the fans and stuff, and they were on us for a solid like 20 seconds. Just
Yeah. And we got to meet Bravo, the mascot.
yeah.
All right,
The cheerleaders were right there. Yeah, okay.
Let's see who else we got on the league leaders. All right, so rushing yards. Kalen Balaj still number 1. Sailors number 2. I like that McFarland, even with the bad game, stayed at number 3.
And they got 40 yards. Yeah, well, it wasn't. It was mediocre. It wasn't terrible, but could have been better.
He didn't hit the numbers I needed for my parlay.
Nope,
none of
same.
the Brahmas did. So we're not even. I don't even know why I brought it up. Let's not talk about it. All right, next category. League leaders in receiving yards. Jonathan Adams, number 1. Expect that.
Memphis.
Jacob Harris dropped from 2 to 4.
I mean, when you have a game where you only throw for what was it, 50-something yards from
Total?
2 quarterbacks?
Yeah, can't expect much out of him.
Nope.
So.
No.
All
And then the category we're leading the least in.
Yeah, and so DC, these guys were tied for 3rd last week, and now they're tied for 1st.
This season is so different from last season.
Yeah, this season has been very bizarre. I mean, with all the coaching, step downs and I don't know, like lead changes and leader changes. It's anybody's game every week except for the Brahmas.
Except for the Brahmas so far.
Oh,
Oh,
my
jeez. Okay, well.
Let's go back. So let's hit the next one. So interceptions, we got nobody on this category.
I think we have one guy with 1 interception, so
Yeah.
he's somewhere right down here,
Yeah.
but that's it.
Yeah, we've had interceptions, but not multiples by a player. So
Yeah, our defense, man, needs to step up.
yeah, step it up. All right, so I guess that's pretty much week 5. It's probably a short episode. There was a lot of distractions for the week, and again, not a great game, but we'll bounce back.
Yeah. We got to keep rooting, Brahma fans.
Yeah.
Or if anybody's watching here for your other teams, comment down below what your favorite team is. Are they having a good season? Are you a Brahmas fan? Are they having a bad season? Because
I'm curious.
so far,
Do we have any watchers that aren't Brahmas fans? So yeah, let us know.
Yeah, because we watch a few other people
yeah.
that aren't Brahmas casters and stuff like that. Because we're always trying to find some research and stuff like that on the other teams.
So yeah, but all right. At least week 5 is done and over with. Time to move forward. Time to horns forward.
Hmm.
Appreciate everyone for sticking around and watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hit
Yep.
the notification tab. That way you become alerted anytime we post a new video. Any final thoughts?
Go Brahmas. Keep rooting for him and show up at the next game. So I know this one wasn't good, but just tickets are cheap. Still have the specials for any kind of military, first responders, teachers, students, stuff like that. So
Hmm.
go and get a ticket. Go out, have a fun time because the atmosphere is great, and hopefully the results will be better next time.
All right. So we'll catch y'all next time. And as always, horns forward.
Sorry, baby.